Aries, welcome to my channel Be You Now. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today I am doing your daily reading. So this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have Aries placements, this reading is for you. If this reading doesn't resonate, head over to the videos tab. There might be another reading that is more suitable for your individual circumstance. Please place energy and gender roles where they belong, as they are fluid. Now, if you're new to my world, I do Aries readings daily, and I also do 1-minute reads, which is in the short section of my channel, and there's always something fun and fabulous happening in the communities tab. It's so interesting. I was working with a completely different deck that was shown to me, and then Spirit was like midway through, no, you're not doing that. And I changed. In fact, I was working with completely, like literally completely different decks, and Spirit was midway through, no, we're not doing that, we need to change the decks, and had to go back into my meditation, and this is where we are. So there's some strong messages coming up, Aries, that you need to hear as we now launch into March. Wow. So let's see. I will be pulling cards for your recent past, your current, and future. So stay till the end. That's how the reading will make sense, because we will be pulling cards progressively. All right. So in the recent past, lots of cards have wanted to come out. These two were first. Ace of Pentacles, I really like that first deck. So this is the this deck is, I don't know if you know this television program called The Bachelor, Bachelorette. So we have this in Australia, and this tarot deck, it's exactly the same, following 78 cards, but it has an additional card in the major arcana, and that's the card I'm using. So the Ace of Rings is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, this is saying first date. So for me, when this card shows up in your reading, some of you are literally going on a first date, but for others of you that are not looking for love or romance, this could be, Ace of Pentacles is a brand new beginning. It's a gift from the universe. So this is you getting a gift from the universe. So depending on where you are on your timeline, let's see what's the second card that has shown up. Oh my goodness. Look at this. The King of Roses is the King of Wands. So you are showing up strong in this energy and in your recent past. So this to me is saying that, you know, the King of Wands is the most entrepreneurial card in the deck, in the tarot deck. So a lot of you are starting a new business or venture, or thinking of starting a new business or venture. Either way, what Spirit is saying is that that's going to result in a lot of financial abundance, a lot of prosperity, a lot of wealth, particularly with these two cards showing right next to each other. I mean, Aries, recently, the Emperor and the King of Wands is starting to make a lot of appearance. King of Wands as well as the Queen of Wands. So to me, this is really showing that you are stepping back into your power. You're feeling more at home, more at ease, more like yourself again. I'm not saying you weren't yourself, but we all have, life throws us curveballs, right? Or lemons, whichever way you want to call it. And when the things happen in our life, sometimes it can take us off center, off kilt. And it takes us a wee while, depending on what you've been through. You know, there could have been a loss of a loved one or a pet, or you could have lost a job, or all of a sudden your work isn't going as well as you would have thought. Or, you know, there's some additional pressures on the home front. It all depends. And sometimes what happens is it can take us away from who we truly are. And what this is saying to me in this reading is that the more you embrace your power, the King of Wands, who is laser focused, driven leader, but he only doesn't think, but he's actually doing. This is how you're going to create your pentacles. So if you want prosperity, abundance, and money flow, this is saying you got to take action, Aries. So action taking is quite key at the moment. Let's see what else. And in terms of love, you could be attracting a King of Wands. So King of Wands energy is, again, another Aries, Leo, Sag. This is love, because they are hearts. And this would be a brand new beginning and a solid commitment, because Pentacles are all about commitment. Yeah, Page of Wands. There's a lot of wand energy. So again, you know, this is saying to me that whilst you be the boss, you be the leader, you be the entrepreneur, also don't forget to have some fun. Also embrace that inner child. I mean, Aries is also the Fool energy in the major arcana. So the Fool is very light-hearted, like, you know, he has a spring in his step, and that's what this card is saying. Is it's about embracing that fun side of you. You can't be serious all the time, so remember to have some fun. the late bloomer, Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, with these two cards particularly, well, actually these three cards, I'm going to put them in the order that they showed up. With these three cards right here, to me, this is saying that, you know, building your wealth and empire, yes, you can build it. Spirit is not saying you can't build it, but it takes time. It takes time, you know. Think of a plant. If you bought seedlings from your local farmer's market to grow tomatoes, let's just say, so the seedlings takes time to sprout before you see anything happening, you know, before you see a little green leaf or a little sprout come out of Mother Earth. And then before you know it, it grows a centimeter, then a couple of inches, and then before you know it, it's grown like, you know, 30-40 centimeters. And then one day, all of a sudden, you start seeing it gives you tomatoes. And that's kind of what this is saying, that, you know, it's about persistence, but also knowing that some things, particularly if you're building something solid, will take time to see the results. So be patient. Now we have the King of Swords. Now, one thing I want to say with this two cards, excuse me for a sec, is that in terms of love, you may have two options. We have the King of Wands and then we have the King of Swords. So two very different opportunities for somebody here, particularly in relation to love. So you may have an option to be with another fire sign or a sword sign, so a sword or air sign, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, with the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords showing up with this as well. There is definitely a message or an offer of some sort that's coming through. Now for somebody here, very small percentage, if this is to do with a legal matter, because the King of Swords can also be to do with the justice system, legal matter. What this says to me is that yes, you will hear and get news on this legal matter, but it may not be immediate. So just be patient with it, with this Knight of Pentacles. But there is some form of message that's coming through. Okay. Now, let's move to your current. So, current energy for my beautiful, gorgeous, whoa. Okay, that's a lot of cards. I'm going to put them back. We have 8 of mirrors, so I just wanted to show you that. And we also have the 5 of cups, somebody extending an apology. So I just want to show you that before I put them back, because that's like quarter of the deck. And we also have the camera guy, so someone is definitely either keeping tabs or watching. Let's see, I just want to make sure that, okay, we're back in business. Current energies, that's like when quarter of the deck pops out, I can't. Current energy, anything else? Anything else? Okay, so we've got 3 cards. Let's have a look. So the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, this is the card where it says blindsided. So just be careful, Aries, particularly with those 2 kings showing up. So if you are not feeling in the King of Wands energy, and if there's somebody else that is King of Wands, particularly if you're cross-watching or if you are dealing with an Aries, this is saying a lot of sleepless nights. So maybe you have an option between the King of Wands and the King of Swords for somebody. Or there has been a certain truth that has been revealed to you about, you know, because King of Swords can also be about communication. So maybe you've received certain communication that's causing you anxiety and stress. Let's see what this is in relation to. But this card is more saying blindsided. So particularly if you are, Spirit is just saying, Aries, now is the time to dot your I's and cross your T's. Don't get too caught up. Now is not the time to get all hasty and feisty and just do things for the sake of doing things. Because sometimes Aries, being an action and fire sign, we often do before we think. This is not the time to do that with the blindsided message there. Okay. Now I can see why we were getting so many cards. Now we have a date card. Now date card, this is the 2 of Wands. So there's a lot of fire energy. Again, this is Aries energy showing up. One thing I will say is that there is definitely an offer, an opportunity for love, an offer, an opportunity for partnership for somebody here. So you take what resonates depending on whether you're looking for love and opening your hearts to love, or whether you're opening yourself up to partnership, whether it's business partnership or in the sense of creativity, if you're doing something creative. Now, if you are going to be going down the path of any sort of partnership or contracts, one thing I will say is dot your I's, cross your T's. As I said earlier, I said that even before I saw this card. Because Two of Wands is also the card of planning and preparation. So it's important that you prepare yourself well in this situation. So that basically it's about covering yourself. So that if there were issues, I'm not saying there are issues, if there was something to happen, you don't end up in the Nine of Swords situation of sleepless nights, anxiety, and stress. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So now this makes complete sense to me. You've got now two twos. You've got the Two of Wands, and now you've got the Two of Pentacles. So this is a lot of juggling. Some of you are juggling multiple priorities. Maybe you are out there dating. You also out there building your empire. Maybe you also out there doing a second job or a side hustle. So I feel a lot of this Nine of Swords for a lot of you is about that juggling energy. So how are you, if your energy is, needed in so many different areas, one of the biggest message from Spirit is, are you making time for rest? Are you making time for yourself? Are you making time to have a good night's sleep? Because it's one thing to sleep and then it's another thing to sleep. If that makes any sense. You can go to bed and still be laying in bed but not sleeping. Or you could go to bed and you're actually feeling rested and sleeping. So with this, there is a lot of juggling activity happening here. So the message and question I've got from Spirit for you, and you let me know as you see fit in comments, is do you really need to be juggling all these things? Are all these things important all at once right now? So some of this comes down to time management. Other things come down to what is priority for you. And with the Nine of Swords, although this is not a health reading, I do need to say, Aries, that you need to be mindful of your health, your wellness, and your well-being. Because you can be juggling as many things as possible, but if you're not feeling at your optimum, at your best, you're not going to be making the best choices and decisions for yourself. Particularly with you showing up as the King of Wands right here and the Ace of Pentacles, you want to make sure that you have the energy, the capacity, the clarity to be able to make those boss moves that the King of Wands makes, right? So it's very, very important for you right now to also look after your well-being. And it doesn't have to take hours and hours. You'll be like, oh, being you now, but I don't have time. You don't have time because you put yourself in this position. And what are you juggling? Like, you've put yourself, is it your social calendar? Is it like you have too many commitments? Do you need to be there everywhere all at once, and that's kind of only you can answer that depending on where you are. I mean, if it's not social, then it's more looking at, okay, is it work? Are you taking on too much at work? Or take what resonates for your situation. This is a collective read. If you desire a personal read, that's the first link in the description box. All right, let's see. Future. I don't see this as anything that you can't manage. And I also feel like with the blindsided, I have to share this message because Spirit's just showing it to me and someone needs to hear it. Sometimes when things are going good and things are going really well, we are on this high, right? And when we are on this high, we want to ride the waves like a surfer. As soon as the surfer sees the opportunity to see, oh, this wave looks really good, they'll go for it, right? Now, what this is saying is that, yeah, go catch those waves, go for the ride, but also be mindful that you have enough rest, that you have enough nourishment, that you have enough sleep, that you have enough, support for yourself. And I think it's not saying that stop doing all these things. It's about being mindful, coming from a place of awareness, compassion, kindness to yourself. All right, future. Anything else? Oh, future is very to the point. Yeah, Seven of Mirrors. I mean, Seven of Mirrors, this is, so you might be seeing 666, 6666, take that as your confirmation if you do, and let me know in comments if you do. But Seven of Mirrors, there's two things about it. There's this duality about Seven of Mirrors. Seven of Mirrors is Seven of Swords. So, often we say lying, stealing, cheating, but before I get to that, yeah, I mean, you've got 7 and 7. So you might even be seeing 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Mirrors show up. So see, this Seven of Pentacles, to me, this is all about strategy. Aries, it's all about, comes down to your strategy. What's your strategy right now? And it's like making those little micro movements in the way you think, in the way you show up, is going to create huge leaps and bounds of results for you. Because the Seven of Pentacles, and this is in your 3D world, Seven of Pentacles is physical. You know, you will see these results in your home front, in your bank account, in your wealth, in your deep committed relationships, you know, in your legacy, in your business, in your empire, if that's what you're building. So what Spirit is really saying is that all you got to do to get to this level is to change the way you think about things and do things. There is a better way. Basically, that's the bottom line. There is a better way. Being an accountant and a triple Aries, I just go straight to the point. The bottom line is there is another way. Have you considered another way? And sometimes it's better to work with other people, for the right reasons, doing things for the right reasons. It's literally said, it says there, for the right reasons. Can you see that? And there you go. This is like polar opposites, for the wrong reasons. See? So I'll use this analogy because a lot of people, you know, get trapped, particularly with all these get rich quick schemes and all this stuff that, you know, oh, we'll make you, you know, all you need to do is do this and you'll make money. All you need to do, you know. So what Spirit is saying is that if you're starting a business, if you're starting a venture, if you're starting a job, it's for the right reasons. Your heart is in it. You know, that's how longevity, like to make things last the distance. Seven of Pentacles is about persistence. A reason why a lot of people never make it or don't get there is because they give up. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to say it the way it is. A lot of the times they don't get the results they want is because they give up. They stop showing up. If they can't see results, like you post your first YouTube video and if you got 2 views, you know, you're like, oh, is this worth it? You may post another one and then you're like, oh, it got only 1 view. Is it worth it? And that's kind of, I'm just using that as an example, you know, and then you're like, oh, this is not working, and you stop. But that's the thing. It's in anything. It's like if you really, same thing in love. If you really, really like somebody, are you just going to go for one date? No, you want to, because you like them, you want to go on more dates. You want to get to know them. Same thing with business, same thing with money. Where attention goes, energy flows. It's really that simple. Alrighty. So I think that's a very powerful message. In terms of your future, I think it's very, very powerful. All right, so in terms of your final messages, I was guided to work with the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, which is by Alana Fairchild. I have a lot of her decks, and she is amazing. Her decks are amazing. They're just so, look at how gorgeous the cards are. Like, it's just beautiful. All right, let's see. Message for my beautiful Aries. Yeah, not surprised what's come out. So the card we have is Shock of the New. Look at that. And I love, love, love this. Look, she has like the keyboard, the sound system thing. She's got sunflowers. I mean, it's a magical, mystical card. So let me read your message. It's number 6. So number 6 could be of significance to somebody. What wild unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual, it might be hard to decipher. Like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It might be hard to discern with great clarity now, but there is an affinity between you and this strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. Look at that. This oracle says that there is a stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new will break through, and the process of this birth may be a shock to you. The shock will transform into great joy and a sense of tremendous liberation. But you must bear the strangeness first. The strangeness might be something that rattles your beliefs about yourself and your world, daring you to become more of yourself, more open to where life is leading you, and more willing to be unique. Sacred art being crafted by the hand of the universal creator. This oracle brings you guidance. You're about to encounter something new and different in your life. This is helpful. Don't reject it. No matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may seem to be, you're being asked to dispense with your reliance on the past and what has been your tools to navigate life. You have outgrown your old methods. You will have to fly to the seat of your pants, so to speak, as you experiment with new ways of life. Life will show you the way. So your healing process is, if you can allow yourself to feel as though you're becoming soft and gentle in your mind, heart, and body, breathe easily, relax. Imagine the strangest and most beautiful creature you can. Bring it to life with color, texture. Envisage the eyes, the body, the wings, the fur, the feathers. How bizarre can you get? What are the qualities, powers, and characteristics? Be playful with the process. If you find it difficult to visualize, you might want to write the description or simply imagine what it would feel like. And your affirmation is, you might want to come back to this part of the video, or you might want to pause it and replay it or do it a few times. I am supported through the shock of the new. I accept the beauty in all that is foreign or strange to me, as I know it is bringing me to new gifts, wisdom, life experiences, and creative inspiration. Through unconditional love, so be it. This is like so powerful and potent. It ties the entire reading that we started off with. It explains the journey. It explains where you're heading and how to get there. Aries, such a powerful, potent message for you today. I am so very grateful for each and every one of you. If you don't show up, I can't show up. It's really that simple. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you desire private reading, it's the first link in the description box. And Aries, remember the power that is you by being you now. And I will see you next time.